Okay, welcome to another episode of Global Politics Nigeria, but actually, it's more than Nigeria, it's all of Africa. On this show, we don't talk about America, we don't talk about Charlie Kirk, we don't talk about Putin, we talk about Africa because we're not being represented on the news. Today, we're going to put our focus and highlight on Ghana, and it also involves America, but through Ghana. So, Donald Trump is deporting immigrants. He says that they are illegal immigrants. Today, we're not going to argue whether they're illegal or not, but he's deporting them. And Ghana has now agreed that if you deport West African illegal immigrants, Ghana will take them. There's another country close to South Africa called Eswatini, which African and also Cuban. Cuba is to me is an African nation because Cuban people are Yoruba, most of them, the black ones. Cuban, Venezuelan are going to Eswatini, and they're supposed to be going there in transit to be sent back to their countries, but they've been there now for either I think it's 9 weeks or 9 months, and nobody knows what's happened to them. And now Ghana has taken 14 immigrants who America says is illegal and is keeping them in Ghana, and then will negotiate how to get them back to the other countries. Most of them are Nigerians. At the same time, America asked Nigeria, can you take illegal immigrants from us? And Nigeria said, no, no, no. We already have 300 million people. We can't feed more people. That's a diplomatic answer. Now, Ghana says that there's nothing wrong with taking illegal deportees from the U.S. because all Africans are welcome in Ghana. But my question is, if I live in America and you kick me out of America, and Ghana said, don't worry, Mustafa, you're welcome in Ghana. Did I say I want to come to Ghana? Do you see what I'm saying, Kunle? Did I say I want to come to Ghana? So no, no, it's not that I'm welcome. What you're saying is that Trump, you are welcome. Let me take this boy. Do you understand what I'm saying? So Ghana should not be using the excuse that the reason they're allowing Nigerians and other West Africans into their country who are being handcuffed and sent almost like slaves, who are also sent from Ghana to America to come there, is because, oh, you are welcome. I'm welcome, but did I say I want to come to your country? So my argument is that Ghana is what they're doing is a violation of human rights because they first, number one, they first have to find out if the U.S. has a legitimate reason for exporting me there, and also it's not their duty to do so. So now the question is, why is Ghana doing this? It's because they made a deal with Trump. That's my argument. What do you think, Saeed?
Yeah, I quite agree with you because if you remember, like I think some African president they went to USA to have a meeting with Donald Trump on
Yeah.
this same immigration issue. So you all know now, most of African countries we have some obligations, some deals done with America. So it is
Yeah.
hard to say no to America. I think that's it. You can't I can't totally blame Ghana president in accepting them because like so many deals, so many background deals have been done. So to say no to America is something that I don't think
Yeah.
our African leaders have balls for that right now. So it's still
And
going
and,
to happen for a long time. Even
and
so
sorry,
many African countries are still going
and
to buy into
yeah,
it.
yeah. And sorry, and here's another question. If Trump, or not, let me not say Trump, if America is sending illegal immigrants to Ghana, and then now Ghana is supposed to send them to Nigeria, why don't they send them straight to Nigeria? So that brings the question. That means that Nigeria doesn't want them. Because all they
Yeah,
have to do is say, Nigeria doesn't want
I,
them.
Yeah, at this moment, I don't think we have that bilateral agreement with them. And
Yeah. So
the
my
current
question
president
is
that
that
we have right now,
when they come to
the
Ghana,
current president
what
that
is
we have
Ghana
right
going to
now
do
is
to them?
not the
Yeah.
kind
When Nigerians come to Ghana, what are they going to do?
somebody like
They're going to imprison them.
no,
So what I'm saying is, let's say,
I read from the research I did. Some that they've already deported are in prison in I think in Uganda or something. But this one that they said they deported to Ghana, I think from what the statement the Ghana government gave, they said they are going to send them back to their original country. So I don't think this current one are going to be in prison.
okay, but my
From what
question
I
is,
read.
so my question is, so my question is, so my question is, then why didn't the U.S. send them straight to Nigeria? Because how is Ghana going to send them to Nigeria if Nigeria says we no agree?
Okay, I'll answer that for you.
Yeah.
The reason why is because these people that they're calling illegals, they're undocumented. So the reason
Undocumented.
you can't send them directly back to Nigeria is because they don't have any passport or document or evidence proving that they are Nigerians. If they do, then Nigeria is legally bound to take them, and they have no choice
Yeah.
but to take them. But if they
Yeah.
don't have any documentation to show that they're Nigerian, then they can then Nigeria is not under any obligation to take them in. So what Ghana has done is that they have said that they are taking in these undocumented. Now, there's a difference between undocumented and illegal, because you have
Yeah.
refugees.
That's
Refugees
very
come
good.
undocumented because they're fleeing persecution, so they don't
Yeah.
have their documents. That's why they're called undocumented. They're not
Yeah.
necessarily illegal.
Yeah.
Illegal is if they came to America through a port, maybe
Yeah.
fraudulent, and not claiming refugee status.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe they flew in on a regular visa of some sort and they overstayed the visa. Those are illegals.
But here, Kunle, but here's the question I have, Kunle. If they're undocumented, then why don't you send them straight to Nigeria? Why do you have to send them indirectly to Ghana?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying.
You can't send them to Nigeria because they don't have. Let me explain the law. You can't send them to Nigeria because they don't have the document to prove that they're Nigerian. So they can't.
Okay, but when you send them to Ghana, they still don't. Kunle, but when you send them to Ghana, they still don't have the documents. So why would Nigeria accept them from Ghana, but not from Nigeria?
That now comes the BS part, where Ghana says that they're going to now repatriate them to Nigeria. That's the part that is a bit sketchy and does not really make any sense. My only belief is that the way that they'll be able to determine that is when they interview the person, depending on maybe the person has been there long or they don't have an American accent, maybe they can tell they come from Calabar or from House. But whatever method that Ghana is using, it cannot be regular. It cannot be something that is within the ambits of international law. They could even deport them to the wrong country. So what Ghana is doing is very mischievous.
Among ourselves. So they can use
what Ghana is doing is very mischievous, because what they're doing is actually they're agreeing with America to help them break the law. Because what Ghana is doing is actually illegal. They're taking in people that are undocumented. They want to start spreading them out all over different countries. And these people are already undocumented. If Ghana is taking them, what really means, America just understands that it's Ghana's problem. Whether you can dispose of them in other countries or not, it's not America's problem anymore. That's as far as America is concerned.
And also there's a problem. I'm not saying this is true. There's a problem in which, like, there's a guy, Garcia, who went to Venezuela, in which the U.S. government is lying. Garcia was a U.S. citizen. So now Ghana is taking these people without also doing due diligence to find out, are they not really are they undocumented Americans, or is Trump just lying? I'm not against Trump, but what I'm saying is that it seems like there's a game going on here, and Ghana is not doing due diligence and is breaking the law, and it may even be facilitating the expulsion of American citizens who are Nigerian, because America has a political agenda to get them out of the country. Maybe because the white supremacists don't like black people. So my question is, this goes back to slavery. I'm talking bad. Slavery started in Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire and Senegal, where they took our people and shipped us to America. Now they're receiving our people because America doesn't want them anymore. Do you see what I'm saying?
Them in chains,
it's a very bad display. Yeah, and I wonder what's the motive. Like, look at Nigeria. I love Nigeria because one thing I love about Nigeria, even though we're corrupt, we don't do bullshit. They said we want to send them to Nigeria. Nigeria said, quick, no. Our hands will not be touched by this. We already have enough people.
I think some Nigerians illegals are still going to be deported to Nigeria as time goes on, because the way
let me give you an example. I'm going to tell you the truth, Said. Let me tell you what's happening in America now. I am American. I'm also Nigerian. If the policeman stops me and my accent sounds wrong, they will arrest me now if I don't have my license and my passport. And I said, no, let's come to my house and get my passport. They said, no, you're a liar. And they shipped me straight. That's happened to some Nigerians. Some Nigerians who are American citizens were deported from America. And then afterwards, Trump would say, we never make mistakes, so I won't check it. This is why this is dangerous. I could be driving in DC and doing drugs and drinking beer, and a policeman stops me and say, look at this black guy. He has cocaine. He has drugs. He has a gun. They say, where are you from? I say, sorry, I'm from America. I'm American. No, your accent don't sound right. No, come to my house and see my passport. No, you're gone. That's happening in America right now. So I could be one of those people. I could be one of those people shipped to Ghana. Then I'll be in jail for 6 months. And then when I get back to America, I lose my job because, hey, you were gone for 6 months. It wasn't your fault, but you lose your job. Do you see the danger of this?
Yeah, I mean, they can still eventually get back to America, though.
Yeah,
they can still eventually get back to America if you can prove that you're American.
Yeah, but I'll get back. But by the time you get back, Kool-Aid, by the time you get back, you've lost your job. Kool-Aid, by the time I get back, I've lost my job. No more African show anymore because I don't have a job, and I have to look for a job, and I'm poor based on an injustice. So what I'm saying is that these African nations shouldn't get involved unless they know that it's legitimate reasons why these guys are getting shipped out. Do you see what I'm saying? Kool-Aid, if I lose my job today and I get shipped out of here by mistake, my life is finished.
Yeah, of course. That's what I was saying, that it is mischievous of Ghana.
Your record should be online. Probably if you can just tell them.
No, they don't check.
No, that's not the point.
They don't check.
He's saying that yes, you can eventually get back to America after several years, but by the time you got back there, you're almost destined to be starting from square one. That's what he's trying to explain. It's not a permanent deportation, but
let me give you an example.
Your livelihood.
What if you Nigerian policeman stops you and said this boy is not Nigerian, he's from
our Nigerian police are not professional enough. I'm just saying that.
No, what about America? Kool-Aid. No, Said, there are examples. Said, there are several people that have been deported from America now who were American citizens, and the government didn't take the time to vet whether they were citizens. They just shipped them out immediately.
Yeah, I think that's part of Democrats' talking point too.
No, Kool-Aid is not Democrat. Said is not Democrat. Gabriel Garcia, who was sent to Venezuela, Trump and them said he's not an American citizen. They did the research. He's an American. Don't always blame this on liberal. It's happening in America. Citizens who don't look like they're white are being deported before they check their documents. And when you do that, what if I have a child at home who needs medication and you now deport me before checking whether I'm a citizen and my child dies? It's happening in America.
That is wrong. I quite agree with that. That is wrong. If they're actually doing that, that is wrong.
No, not all the time. But Said, I'm not saying they're doing it on purpose, but they've made mistakes. So this is why I say before all these laws, we need to slow down. There's no emergency. You don't need to deport somebody immediately. Listen to them and do the research before you send them out. That's all I'm saying. What do you think, Kool-Aid?
I believe the only way this stereotyping.
They don't do it to white people. If a police sees a white person,
stereotyping. Of course, I know it is stereotyping.
Do you know that? In America, if they stop a white person and they say, a white person, je ne suis not speak English, the police will say, sorry, ma'am, where do you live? If it's a black person, no speak English, I'm from Nigeria. They will take you and kick you out. There's racism in America. If you're a white person, even if you're not American, they won't deport you. Now, Trump and his friends, they brought in white South Africans to say, South Africa, come, because they're treating you bad. They don't bring in Somalians. They don't bring in Congo. There's racism in America. It's only black people and Spanish people that they're deporting. They're not deporting illegal Europeans, and there's a lot of illegal Europeans in America. What do you have to say, Said?
Yeah, but kind of to follow up from what you're saying, I want to believe that we, the Black Africans too, we've given these so-called white people the opportunity to be stereotyping us for this long. Because if you check, I will now go back to how our own African leaders are treating us. If you see the way they are treating us, how do you expect the white people to treat us? If it happens that our country,
I think it's racism, Said.
Why are we traveling there?
Said, do you know
they don't treat Arabs. They don't treat. Should I say? They don't treat all these somebody from UAE that way. They don't treat some Singapore. Like I'm just saying, some well-to-do countries. You hardly see their citizens.
But Said, there's no excuse for racism. Said, there's no excuse for racism.
How we can stop. I'm saying in the long run. I'm not saying now. In the long run, that is how we can stop it.
Okay, I agree with that.
Okay, can I get a word in?
I agree with Said. Go ahead. Yeah.
In here, can I get a word in here? You see, you need to understand the motivation for it. The motivation for it, if you look at Trump's presidency and what he's trying to do, the problem is this. the white population is getting smaller and it's not producing enough people, so the majority is getting smaller. The plan is to reverse that. So all the bans and exclusions and deportations are of Black and brown people in order to whiten the country. All the people that they are taking in are Ukrainians and white South Africans and other white refugees, because they want to increase the white population. That is the basic understanding of it. And so when we talk about these,
I blame them. Said, I blame them because that's not America. America is supposed to be free for everybody. You're not supposed to send Black people out.
Yeah, so I put this mistakes in quotes because it's the intention, it's the optics of what they're doing. Even if they're not deporting, whether or not they're actually going to get to deport millions of people in this way, it may or may not work. But the point is the optics will work. It will deter other people from, they'll be like, if they look at the form, can I go to Australia, Canada, America? And they're like, I'm not going to America. And that's what they
telling me
want.
that you want to come to America.
You've been put off America. A lot of people are put off going to America.
You're telling me you don't want to come to America.
Wants. That's what this government wants. So even if they don't do it, so it's two-pronged. The first, the activity of the authorities to remove these people out. You see that happening. You see Black and brown people being handcuffed and thrown out of the country. You see Black people, even as US citizens, being thrown out of the country. You don't want to go and start applying to set up your life in such a country. And it's going to deter millions. So millions of people are going to not look at America as a place to go to immigrate to. They're not going to want to go there. That, to the right-wing white America, is a good thing. That's different from whether it's good for economy or not. That's not relevant. So that's what they're trying to achieve. Ghana, they must have appealed to. They must have.
Ghana must go. Not that they must have. Ghana must go. Not that they must have. Ghana must go.
So, in respect of getting Ghana
about America deporting us, Ghana of recent, that even now, recently, as in some days ago, some citizens are saying that they should deport some Nigerians over there too. So you can tell. So how do you now expect the white man to behave when our own
Ghana is doing it in its own interest? Ghana is probably getting some good deals from America for it, and also the individuals are probably getting some bribes up and down as well.
Kule, can I say something? The Ghanaian population is torn. Kule, the Ghanaian population is torn. Some agree, some don't. The president agrees. Trump has given him money. Finish. Go ahead, Kule.
They've given him money. They may have also given him concessions that are good for the country, as well as individual concessions. But they've definitely gained. And it's worth, they're going to gain more than whatever it's going to cost. And they're not going to be forced to report millions of people. There's only 14 for now. It's not going to be such a number that is going to overwhelm the Ghanaian population.
So, Kule, here's what's happening. Kule, here's what's happening. The U.S. is smart. They're spreading it amongst countries. For example, why is Eswatini? Why is a country next to South Africa taking Cuban deportees? That's not even their continent. That is prison. How do you send somebody from Cuba?
They're trying to de-black the population, trying to turn it white.
Yeah. So my question is that even if it's only 14 people, you know what they say? Small drops of water make the mighty ocean. We have to resist imperialism with our heart. Even if they say send one Nigerian deportee here, we have to say no, because that's all we playing our part. When 1 million people say no, that's 1 million lives that aren't ruined by Western imperialism. I'm going to end with this. So Kule, what do you think? Is what Ghana doing, is it illegal and inhumane, or is it okay?
It's illegal. And it's illegal because they're taking in people who are undocumented into their country and who should not be taken in, because you have to clarify that first, and because there are all sorts of laws on refugee laws and international human rights laws that are being abused by throwing away someone who is undocumented to another country to which he does not belong to, and then to now deport him from that country to a country that you believe is of his origin is a second offense. So Ghana has actually committed two broken international law twice. Once by importing undocumented immigrants, and two, by exporting these undocumented immigrants to other places against their will, to other lands which may or may not be their country of origin because they don't have the document. So Ghana is committing human rights violations.
And I'm speaking personally here, but it feels like we need to stop allowing whites to make us fuck around black people. You get my point. That's all I have to say. I wonder if Ghana would accept a white French person from America.
I mean,
illegally.
The problem is that these people are being forced to go to other countries that are not theirs, which is illegal. You can't do that. I don't know. You can't do that under international law. If you're undocumented, then you have all the authorities can do is try to figure out which country you're from, get to the embassy, try to find documentation of that.
To be honest with you, I think every country in the world. To be honest with you, I think every country in the world should say no. If you have an illegal immigrant, that's your problem. It's not mine. Can you imagine USA
undocumented?
But can you imagine? Yeah, but also they're taking people who are not even from their country. Undocumented Nigerian. Ghana is not Nigeria. You understand what I'm saying? So can you imagine?
Might not even be Nigerian. You don't even know.
Can you imagine America calling Russia and saying we have illegal immigrant from France and we want to send them to your country? No, call France. It's not our problem. Do you see what I'm saying?
So we can't even call those undocumented people Nigerians because they don't have any passport. They are just alleged Nigerians.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, there's so many problems. My thing is that
they're not even Nigerians. They're just alleged to be Nigerians.
I always say, what thing concern Ghana with illegal West African immigrants, even if they're illegal and it's proven? What thing concern Ghana? Ghana is not America. That's America's problem.
I've agreed to accept the citizens. That's why. And another thing I want to say is, it is not even the matter of right or wrong, whether legal or illegal. We all know that America has infiltrated most African countries. It is extremely hard to say no to America when they come calling. So that is what
Said, let me tell you something, Said. You love Nigeria and you're tired of bad politics in Nigeria. Don't you know that the reason you're suffering in Nigeria now is because Tinubu is accepting help from America? So my problem is that now we need to look, it's ourselves too, but we need to also stop doing what other countries tell us to do, because we'll never be free. If you're willing to die fighting for Nigeria, I know, Said, I know you're a revolutionary.
But our leaders are not ready to toe this line that you are saying. That is it. They are not ready.
Yeah, but Said, then you agree with me. The first step is for you. The first step is for you to. Yeah, but Said, if you love Nigeria, Said, if you love Nigeria, then you'll tell your leaders, stop doing what America tells you to do. Abi,
isn't that what we are doing? Isn't that what we have been doing on this show? We've been telling them they are not listening.
But you tend to support America, but America is telling your Tinubu to fuck you. So stop loving America, because America doesn't.
The reason why I enjoy watching American government and system plays is because of the way they practice their democracy. You can see somebody can tell,
but they don't like you. They don't like you.
But in Nigeria, you can't even opposition. To become opposition in Nigeria now, man, you have no idea.
Okay, well, I'll argue that on another day. Take us out, Kunle. Last thoughts.
Yeah, so it's been an interesting look at America.
You guys very good. Everybody did our research. We did our research.
Everybody, we've been looking at the story of the white purification of the USA and its efforts to try to rid itself of the Black and brown people through the West African project that we believe is contrary to fundamental human rights. And we've looked at that critically. And from myself and Mustafa and Said, we bid you farewell, adieu. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you.
Like and subscribe.
Kule, you were wrong. Kule, you were wrong. And we'll see you after the Man City derby. The Man City derby. That's when we'll see. I'll see you guys. When is that? Sunday?
That's on Sunday.
After the match, we'll talk. Good job, guys.
Enjoy your first are playing tomorrow.
Enjoy your weekend.
Mr. Kule know already that they are losing, so there's no point.
We'll see.
I don't think it'll be straightforward like that.